Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to This is actually the very first time doing a music video review. My good brother Aaron Simpkins hit me up and was like, hey man, let's review the new NF music video. It's called Lost featuring Hopsin, who just so happens to be one of my favorite secular rappers. And he's got a
And
history
it,
with Christianity and all that stuff. And NF is your favorite rapper?
Also your favorite secular rapper, right?
Oh, we're not going to go there. That's a conversation for a different
Hey,
time.
is this
Yeah, there you
better? Can you
go.
hear me better?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
better.
cool.
That's better. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the music video. We're going to be muted during this process, Aaron. And just in case you don't know, Aaron is the founder of TrueStrengthApparel.com. He is a sponsor for the Solomon's Porch podcast. So it's good to have you on a segment of some sort here on the platform. And yeah, man, let's dive into this music video and check it out. It's NF featuring Hopsin, and it's called Lost. So let's
Let's
dive
go.
into it. All right, man.
There was nothing at the end.
Nah, that was it. That was it. So, what you think, man? So this is your first time watching it. I've watched it about 10 times today.
That
And
was my honestly my very first time hearing that.
what were your initial thoughts?
Um, the sound of it was fire. Uh, the rapping and the um, I'm a fan of fast rap. I'm a fan of I'm kind of like Ryan Righteous in that way. I'm a sucker
Yeah.
for some fast rap. So when the cadence changes up with both of them and they go a little bit faster and all that, I just like that sound.
That
Other
double
than
time.
just like other than just like in the sound of NF anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
So what you
it
think about the actual video itself? Like, anything stand
well
out?
they're carrying around the balloons, right?
Yeah.
And NF started with the balloons, which represents, we know from other videos of his, they're his burdens, right? Um, and they were climbing up a mountain. I It's for him. It seems like you almost can't make up your mind fully on what a video means until the next video comes out, because
Right.
usually the answer is in that video for the previous video.
There's like an NF universe that he's building with his music videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, so there has to be something to the carrying the burdens and up a mountain. And then obviously when you see a bunch of the balloons scattered at the end, that all means something.
Yeah.
Um, it's
And he
hard to
doesn't do
say exact.
interviews, so we're never going to find out exactly what it all stands for. I think it's a
he
mystery.
he did one with Zane Lowe, I think the guy's name is, on Apple Music
Okay.
recently, when Clouds came out. He did
Okay.
one with him. He did one with him. I checked it out, but it was only like 10 minutes long, and he didn't really say anything.
Gotcha.
Uh, so
I do have
yeah,
to
I
say
don't know.
this. I was really happy to hear Hopsin do a song with a Christian artist, however y'all want to categorize NF. Everybody classifies him as a Christian except for like Christians. So, however we want to go about that, except for some very extreme whatever Christians. I consider him a Christian artist. So it was good to hear Hop get on a track. It's good to hear him not curse. He did say the word nuts. And I was like, okay, that's
So did you, but you bleeped it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What? Actually, technically, I said balls, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
They both said they both went into that little slower part with I manifested it. I thought that was
Yeah,
interesting. They both went with that.
yeah. I think
Whenever I
that's. I think.
saw like NF climbing the hilltop and I saw the other set of balloons, I was like, okay, this is the buildup that I've been waiting for. Um, ever since I saw that he was on a track with NF, I feel
Yeah,
like to me, it sounded like a typical NF single. When you go back to the intros, when you go to the search, when you go to most of his singles, this sounded like another NF single. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, like nothing really stood out super hard with NF for me. I mean, I love the song. Like I like that type of a music from NF. So I mean, his rapping was great. The beat was great. The video was, the video was very plain for me. I'm not a huge fan of just rapping into the camera, which seems to be everybody's music video style now. And to me, it's just kind of lazy. But the other aspects, the
Hmm.
mountaintop, the snow, the balloons at the end, I like that. Him waking up Hop for Hop to do his verse was interesting.
Yeah,
There was a little bit of anticipation the first time I saw that set of balloons up the hill.
there was a lot of drone shots.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was really cool too. I couldn't tell if it was a legit, like fully mountain area that they were in, or if it was like somehow green screen or whatever. It looked legit, so that was pretty cool. And I gotta say, man, I loved Hobson's verse. The fact that he said, I pray to God, reading through James. I'm teaching James right now on
I knew you
YouTube.
were gonna say that. I knew you were
So
gonna
I'm
say
going to
that.
put that James playlist that, I have a Bible with Bordeaux playlist, but I'm going to put that playlist in the description of this in the comments or whatever. So you can go check that out if you want to. So Hop, if you happen to hear this by God's miracle, uh, go check out that playlist, brother. But, well, I hope you're a brother. I hope you're my brother in Christ. But I do love the fact that he was on there. Anything else you want to?
He sounded good.
Man, Hop is great. He's a great
Yeah.
rapper. His other music is still, the traditional Hopsin. So I wouldn't say he's making a leap toward what we know as Christian hip hop. I would say he's probably leaning closer to NF's version of hip hop,
Yeah.
which nobody really classifies NF as a Christian hip hop artist. So he's a hip hop artist that's Christian. If you're in the sphere that we're in, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, then yes, that's a whole thing.
It's a
But
whole thing.
it's a whole thing. But and yes, we are two white guys critiquing NF. But I know a lot of people are going to say, of course these are white guys. They're going to like NF. Yes, I like NF. And it has nothing to do with these white. Probably not. Probably
I
because I
don't
was an
care.
Eminem fan. But going back to NF, I thought it was good. Great song. It makes me excited to hear what he did with Tech Nine. NF doesn't.
That's honestly that's the one I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more intrigued about that one because Tech Nine. Hobson is known for going fast sometimes too, but Tech Nine is like next level.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm just curious from a fast standpoint if he, like what's going to go on that track.
yeah. I'm interested. I'm very interested. It's this is the first video that NF has done that's his song with another rapper. He's only done one other
Yeah.
feature rapper, and that was Marty from Social Club, if I'm not mistaken. He's
Um,
featured on somebody else's. He did a song with Futuristic, but this is the first time he's had a hip hop artist on his
well,
song.
he also featured on Marty's first album.
No, no, no. The NF song featuring somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
So this
Um,
is this is kind of a different thing for NF.
is that it?
That's it.
I
Marty's
think
the
you're.
only one that I know in his discography.
I think you're right. Yeah, because he
So
always, if he has someone, it's just a singer.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, it's got me more excited for this album. Clouds,
Yeah.
Lost.
I see. Tell me if I'm wrong, because you know a little bit more of like the musical side of it and how artists think when they put things together. Am I right or wrong in thinking because it's being put out as a mixtape, there's probably a good chance that most of this mixtape is going to be harder sounding like these last two tracks? Because typically an album has a couple, but then it goes soft for a while. And a lot of times mixtapes seem to have like one sound all the way through.
It really depends, man. It depends on the artist. I think it, usually mixtapes are a collection of songs that for some reason didn't make album cuts, that they didn't fit the theme of an album, which is
Yeah,
ironic because NF's this is one critique that I do have of him. All of his music is pretty much very similar, almost the same. So I don't know how he had songs that didn't fit his other albums. I mean, it sounded like these two, Clouds, Pay My Dues, Lost, they all could have fit any of his other albums and it would have blended right on in. But, the three singles we have thus far are all hard hitting tracks. I would love an album with all hard hitting tracks. I'm okay with that. I don't need him. I mean, his singing stuff's cool too. I like it. I appreciate it. I like hard hitting hip hop. That's just
Yeah,
the kind of person I am.
same.
So this song for me, if I rate it out of 5 as a song and music video, combining all the elements, I'd give it like a 4.2. With Hopsin
Mm.
carrying a lot of that, being that it's more of the shock factor of the song and video. What do you rate it as out of 5?
You went 4.2. Hmm. I go 4.1.
Okay, awesome, man.
No, kind of similar. Was, was hoping for a third verse, but now when I look at the time of the song, it actually is almost 4 minutes long. Um, so third verse wouldn't make sense. Uh, but it was, yeah, the production was very good. That's well, I said production in that sense in terms of the quality of the music video, the scenery, the shots, the song sound, the quality is there, and I think your people should be at the point with NF where you can expect the quality to be top notch,
Yeah,
and I say too. Some of that I think NF might actually get a little too much credit for, because all throughout he's had the same producer,
yeah.
and his producer Tommy Profit, who also produces a lot of like movie type stuff and show stuff, and some stuff for some other artists. He is insanely incredible, uh, and so I say NF gets a little bit too much credit, possibly, um, because I'd be curious to see what NF would be like without Tommy Profit in his corner. I
Gotcha.
do I fully think that NF could stand out still. I just don't know what that would sound like.
Give him some
Because
Dre beats. We've never heard of White Guy on Dre beats before. That'd be
yeah,
interesting.
right. From Michigan. So yeah, I say that. I think yeah, yes. Did it have a quote unquote typical NF sound? It did, but that NF sound is so good
Yeah, yeah.
that it works. Like
I agree.
I'm still hyped for this song. I'm gonna go listen to it again when we get off the phone. I'm gonna listen to it like probably 8 times tomorrow, and I'm gonna just be really excited for the next release,
Yeah.
um, because it works, and that's just it's just what it is.
I agree, man. I agree. Well, Aaron, it was great to have you on this music video review. Everybody, let us know in the comments. Go ahead and throw your verbiage out there whenever people are going to say stuff about our lack of pigment. But it's cool. It's all love. It's all love. Hopsin, look, man. Jesus died for you, brother. I hope you can fully give your life to Him. Keep reading James. Read Galatians while you're at it. Go read the Book of John. If you have any questions, find some good discipleship, man. Good discipleship is what you need. I believe he failed. He didn't have that the last time. Praying he gets that this time. And yeah, man, we'll be back with another segment soon here on Solomon's Porch. Make sure you stay tuned. God bless.